All right, Green Thumb Garden family. Right now, I got you from right here at the Green Thumb Garden Channel, right here in the Grove Zone 8E in Tiffany, Georgia. And in this evening video, I'm super excited to be bringing you guys along with me once again to my backyard food forest. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a crop, or introducing you guys to a crop that we're currently growing here at Little Creek Homestead in front of our koi and goldfish pond here in our backyard food forest. Here in this back section of Little Creek Homestead, we're currently growing 2 rows of African potato mint. Many of you guys out there and gals out there may already familiar with African potato mint, but if you're not, this is something that you definitely want to get in your garden. If you're someone who thinks about long-term prepping, self-sustainability, staple crops, this is definitely something that you want to get into your garden. African potato mint is both an herbal plant, and it also produces potato type tubers, similar to russets or any other type of white potato. These potatoes, these tubers grow up to 4 pounds in weight. African potato mint is about a 6-month crop. So when we plant African potato mint, what we typically do is plant our first crop, and we come back about 3 months later. We interplant our first crop with our second crop of African potato mint. That way, we get a harvest every 6 months. Another plus about African potato mint is the fact that African potato mint can be grown as both a perennial or an annual. You can come back, it's one of those crops that you can come back and replant it the moment that you harvest it. Take your smaller potatoes from your harvest and replant them in the same row that you harvested your mature plants from, and take your larger potatoes inside for use or long-term storage or whatever. And they'll come back the next year. You know, with sweet potatoes, you may get a volunteer potato that might come back the next year if you happen to leave one in the ground. 9 times out of 10, it'll rot or whatever. Same thing with rushes or other type of potatoes. And not, potatoes you can leave in the ground all winter, and the plant will come back the next year and keep the potatoes from the ground will keep growing in size or whatever. African potato mint is one of those plants that will do that. You leave these potatoes in the ground over winter. The current potatoes, whatever size they are, will slow down. They'll stop growing during the fall and winter months, and they'll just come back in the spring and summer months continue to grow in size. At any rate, I'm going to lift this camera up for you guys right now and show you guys how we went about succession planting our African potato mint back here at Little Creek Homestead in our backyard food forest. Look at this. Bam! These are our African potato mint plants. They are currently about 30 days in. As you guys can see, we've interplanted our African potato mint plants with smaller plants at about the 3-month period. And we did that again, as I was saying earlier in this video, so that we'll have a succession crop of this African potato mint, knowing that it takes about 6 months for these plants to fully mature. We have a total of 3 mature African potato mint plants back here at Little Creek Homestead. You got the view of these plants from this direction. And as you guys can see, again, we have those mature plants interplanted with smaller African potato mint plants. Now, African potato mint is easy to propagate. You can propagate it from smaller potatoes when you harvest your African potato mint plants, or you can take cuttings from these plants and root those cuttings. They root very easily, just like sweet potato vines are easy to root. African potato mint is easy to root. That way, also you could also take the smaller tubers and sit them in a small shallow container of water. Those tubers will root and produce sprouts as well. You can plant them that way. Regardless to whether or not you're planting African potato mint from cuttings, small tubers, or rooted plants, you will indeed get a harvest the first year. At any rate, African potato mint, a staple crop, a crop that could be stored long term. The leaves are an edible form of mint. Can be planted as an annual or a perennial. You guys can see there are several reasons why you indeed want to get this African potato mint in your garden. If you don't already have it, you don't know much about African potato mint, you're just not sure,
do your research. Trust me when I tell you guys, you want to get this African potato mint in your garden as soon as possible. If you are the type of a person or a family or a homesteading group of individuals who are thinking about long-term prepping, staple crops, self-sustainability, etc., etc., etc. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this video. And if indeed you currently are watching this video on growing African potato mint in our backyard food forest, you're not already subscribed to the Green Thumb Gardening channel, please indeed take this moment to click that subscribe button beneath this video, that like button, that notification button, and be sure, Green Thumb Gardening family, be sure to share this video with your friends and family as well. Yeah, growing African potato mint in our backyard food forest. Grow Zone 8B in Kipling, Georgia. Thanks for watching.